Welcome to Thumbs Up, the photography show. This week's something a little bit different. We're in Norway.
As you can see by the opening titles, this week's video is something a little bit different. It's a special. It's from Norway. Unfortunately, I couldn't go, but I have a plan to get involved. So what we need to do is rewind right back to the beginning of episode 1, because this is where the adventure starts.
So you might be wondering why I'm sitting here in an airport lounge. Well, I'm really excited because I'm heading on a bit of a Norwegian adventure to the Lofoten Islands.
That's right, Martin, and if you want to see all the exciting things that we get up to.
Martin and I looked quite relaxed, sitting as we were in a very deserted Bodo airport. However, we shouldn't have been there at all. The day started not so well. We had a flight from Heathrow to Tromsø and we arrived bright and early in Terminal 2. Unfortunately, the plane was taken off from Terminal 5. So with a quick detour via underground, we managed to catch the flight, relaxed, sat back and arrived at Tromsø Airport, ready to continue our journey. However, due to the fact we're gentlemen and we let everybody off before us, we then got stuck with the new EES passport regulations, and it took so long that we missed our connection to Leknes.
I'm stuck in Tromsø.
Absolute chaos at Tromsø. Missed our connecting flight.
So we arrived eventually after much arguing and talking and chatting to people, queuing up. We managed to find a flight to Boda and then from Boda back to Leknes. So while we waited, Gary tried on some more hats and Martin has found time to have a nice massage. And with that in the bag, we gratefully climbed aboard a prop plane by the Widerøe Airlines back to Leknes. Now, somebody on our team, and I won't say who, wasn't particularly keen about prop planes. So we eventually arrived 6 hours behind schedule to Leknes Airport, our destination, to be greeted by a completely deserted airport apart from the very kind man who had stayed behind to make sure we got our rental car. Relief flooding through us. We signed all the paperwork, jumped in the car and found our accommodation. Yeah, that's right, we're in Norway, exploring the sights and hopefully taking some epic pictures. Unfortunately, there's only the 3 of us here this week. We couldn't all make it, we have some absent friends.
Yeah, that's right. We invited Steve and unfortunately he couldn't make it. He's waiting for a knee operation. So it is just the 3 of us.
Oh, speaking of Steve, look who's calling. Guys.
All right, Steve. You all right, lads? How you doing, Gary? Dave? Martin? Look, I'm really sorry that I didn't make it. Really sorry. I'm gutted. But I've had an idea. I want to be with you in spirit. So I'm going to set you a challenge. I want you to go around the areas that you know and get some absolutely banging images. But I want you to get some shots from new locations. They've got to be excellent. want them bangers, don't forget that. Are you up for the challenge?
Sounds
Yeah,
great.
we can do that, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I'm really looking forward to some of the images that you get. Don't forget new locations. There's the real challenge. Have a great time. Miss you all, and I'll see you soon.
Okay. Sounds ominous.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm up for that.
Me too.
I like being on a mission. This should be good. Gives us a little bit of purpose.
Mission accepted.
Mission accepted.
Let's go.
So off we went, into the snow and ice on our very own secret Steve Stain mission. Could we capture some images that would keep Steve back at Thumbs Up HQ happy? And what else did he have in store for us during the week? But this was Martin's first ever trip to the Lofoten Islands, so we jumped in the car, got on those icy roads and gave him a little bit of a mini tour, showing him some of the hotspots, some of the highlights and the grandeur of this place. Just look at it. To a photographer, this is an absolute playground. Okay, so we've got blue skies, but it's still a winter wonderland. And if there's one thing that Martin soon discovered, it's that if you don't wear your microspikes, you've got to learn to do the Lofoten shuffle. Just look at that penguin go! So we've just crossed over the Fedvang bridges. Thought we'd have a little bit of an explore of the island. Sunrise this morning. Yeah, I've got that lovely belt of Venus going on, but plain blue skies, it just, I think we've become spoilt. It just wasn't really doing it for us. So driving around, we just saw this little scene. Little fishing boat, being pulled up onto the shore, put on a dry dock. Little red hut, mountainous background. So yeah, worth a quick pull into a lay-by and take a shot, I think.
Yeah, so this is the classic shot, a portrait shot and a landscape shot, and I'm using a little cross in the viewfinder to make sure that the camera is completely central, applying that to the just top of the apex of the roof there to make sure that it's dead in centre, because I find with this picture, and I looked at last year's and I like last year's, I think if it's dead centre it works really well for me. Gary did a cracker last year from further that way with a little lead in some water, which I don't think we've got this year, and I must admit I was jealous of that shot. He did a really good job, but I like this. This is good. This is fine. We haven't got quite as much snow this year, but we have got snow. And if I'd have been here any other year, I've been really happy with this. I do like it. It's a lovely shot. These little red houses are kind of very traditional, very Norway. And it's kind of all about the fact that you sat here surrounded by these imposing mountains covered in snow. Very bleak, very lonely, but beautiful in its own way. Right, this is going to be shot at f11, 64 ISO, and the shutter speed will be whatever the shutter speed will be. It doesn't make any difference at all to this. It's on a tripod, everything's nailed down. 14 to 30 mil lens, somewhere around 18 mil probably. The portrait may be slightly closer, and I'm actually going to frame it with a little bit more sky than normal and just really work on that sky, because there's loads of detail in here which looks great. Oh, it's the light over there. Right, let's shoot this and I'll show you what I'm looking at, because there's some beautiful, beautiful light over in the distance here. There's a lovely mountain range. It looks like the Himalayas. Absolutely stunning. Right, here comes that picture. Then I'll show you the mountain range.
Dave wasn't the only person to notice that wonderful light in the background, and to quote him, it really did look like something from the Himalayas. Those sharp, jagged peaks set off with that beautiful morning glow, and I managed to capture this beautiful image.
So I've come down to where Gary was last year, and no stream, but two interesting shapes in these puddles. Wide angle lens, 14 mil. I'm just looking at this. The grass is kind of framing it. Might take them out, I don't know yet, but I'm leaving these twigs in for now. And the side of the hut looks really interesting. Just trying to get the edge of the mountain range in just to finish the background off. But the sky above it looks lovely. As you can see, dark and moody. One of my favourite skies actually, I really love it. The only thing I don't like particularly is it's in lines. I'd rather the clouds were broken up a little bit. Just shoot that. 64 ISO, f11 and a tenth of a second. As is f11, I'm going to take a couple, going to focus stack it because it's a long way to come back. So focusing on the front, focusing in the middle, focusing on the hut. Okay, let's move on further along the coast. Probably going to stop at Hamnoy next. See you in a sec.
So as Dave said, we headed south along the E10, following the beautiful coastal road towards Hamnoy. This is one location that just has to be on any visitor's bucket list when they visit Lofoten. It's arguably the most famous view on the islands, and it's easy to understand why. And for myself, as a first-time visitor, I just had to capture it. But before committing to that classic bridge shot, Dave and myself decided to get the drones up to try and capture a different perspective of this absolutely stunning location.
So this week's one-shot wonder is down to me, and it's going to struggle to beat this series. I'm in Hamnoy in Lofoten, probably the classic shot that everybody gets, and it's absolutely fantastic. You can shoot at landscape, you can shoot at portrait, whatever you shoot it at, as long as you don't get the railings or the bridge in, can't really fail. 14 mil, pretty much, very, very wide, mountain, the nice hut's leading line into the mountain there. We've got an oil tank on the right, which sometimes people clone out, but I don't mind it too much. And some nice light in the mountains to the right. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. Looks great. And the settings for this are 64 ISO as ever for the best quality, f11, although depth of field isn't a problem. And the shutter speed, 1/60th of a second. Here it comes now.
Here's my image of this classic location. Yes, it's a cliche, but as I always say, a cliche is a cliche for a reason. It works. Everything about the composition comes together beautifully. Wrapping up our visit to Hamnoy, even Suggy plucked up his courage to get his drone up in the air, which, if you know Suggy, is an incredibly rare event. But he managed to capture this beauty of an image, looking out towards the neighbouring island of Sakrisøy and its restaurant. Talking of the restaurant, a great morning shoot is always best followed up with a hearty meal and a coffee. So with that in mind, we made the decision to head to Anita Seafood in Sakrisøy. Walking into Anita's, the first thing that hits you isn't really the smell. It's the eyes, or rather the lack of them. Hundreds of dried stockfish heads line the walls. They're completely hollow, with mouths frozen open and a permanent silent scream. Nevertheless, we took a brief look around the shop before placing our lunch order.
I'm having a stockfish burger. I'm feeling brave.
With Suggy looking a little green around the gills, we decided it was better to skip forward to the next day.
So where do you want to go today?
I've got no idea really. Maybe go back to Hamnoy. I haven't done that for a little while. Oh, hold on a second. It's the Stain phone.
Hello lads.
Hello, Steve.
Right then, we've got an issue. And I think it's a little bit unfair. Dave and Suggy, everywhere you're going into locations that are rolling pot locations that you've been before. And I don't think that's fair on Martin. So, I'm going to level the playing field a little bit. I'm going to put you all in the same boat. I'm going to send you north. And I'm going to send you the pin now.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Good to try something different.
Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, let's go.
So we followed Steve's instructions, we followed the pin that he dropped on the map, and it's brought us to the island of Gimsøy. Never been here before, but that's kind of the point. Neither's Dave. That's leveled the playing field, as Steve said. So Martin, well, he's just as clueless as the rest of us. So we're driving round, it's a bit of a ring road around the island, and we saw the signs for Gimsøy Kirke, the church. That's behind us, and so's the sunrise. So we're scattering, we're running around. There's some lovely iron crosses that I think are going to make fantastic foreground interest. And I've got my eye on a few, hopefully some rock pools down on the beach just to my right. Right, let's scatter, let's see what we can get. Let's see if we can do Steve proud.
So I found this lovely scene here. I've got my wide angle lens on, I'm at 24mm, and got this light here, or these set of lights leading towards the church here. And a moment ago we had some lovely clouds just on those mountains on the left hand side that were lit up by this rising sun. It looked beautiful, and actually that light was almost giving the impression that these actual lights were illuminated. Looks really, really quite nice. Gone for a portrait orientation, and it's a very simple composition. It's just the lights on the left hand side, left hand third, church on the right hand third, and that beautiful background with the mountains and the sky. Really quite happy with this.
So I'm going to shoot what's probably the classic shot from here. I've gone portrait orientation, and I'm shooting these iron crosses here in this graveyard, and they look wonderful because they're interesting, they're rusty, and they're at jaunty angles. So this one's leaning forward, the one on the left is leaning slightly to the left, and it's just about placing all of these elements and the one at the back so that they don't overlap each other, and there's a little gap in between them for the church to sit there in the background with this beautiful sunrise behind it, the lovely mountains covered in a bit of mist, we've got snow, some lovely side light, and this lovely snow on the foreground here just covering up all the grass and all this negative space. It looks amazing, really, really fantastic. So blessed to be here. It feels almost like a religious experience. It's great in this isolated middle of this Arctic kind of weather. Sits this church just there. It's absolutely great, awe-inspiring. So that's my shot. Let's go and see what Suggy's doing.
So as I mentioned earlier, I've had down to the beach. I was hoping for some rock pools and some reflections, and I've managed to find one. Now, if I'm being honest, I wish the tide was in a little bit more, just a little touch further. But yeah, unfortunately not. There's a lot of seaweed about, but I managed to find this sandy little pool. Got the church reflected, the mountain, the sunrise. 3 ingredients for a great picture. I'm as low as I can possibly go. My leveling base is actually right down touching the sand, but that's really maximised the reflections. And what I'm doing is I'm turning my polarizer to actually get rid of the reflections, bring back the reflections, decide which I like. I'll probably take belt and braces, both images, then I can make the decision in post and blend them together. I think I've got it, I think it's in the bag. Obviously, once I've processed it, you'll get to see it on the screen. But for now, I'm going to head up, meet Dave. He's looking magnificent in those orange pants.
Oh, that was great. Just waiting for the boys to turn up now, see how they got on. Oh,
we're here. We're here.
That was fantastic, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed it. That was good. It's good when you find a new location or new to you. Yeah.
where were you? What did you do?
Oh, you didn't see me, did you?
No.
Oh, I disappeared down on the beach. I managed to find myself a nice little, well, not really a rock pool, just a little bit water just sitting in a little sandy cove, just nice little beach. But
That's something special.
A lot of seaweed though.
Was you below the water level?
I was just below the water level, and it just stunk of rotting seaweed. But you know, you got to suffer for your art.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I was photographing these sort of lights leading to the church.
Okay.
Really nice leading to the church. Beautiful sky in the background, and obviously that backdrop of the mountains. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Did anybody get the iron crosses?
I did that.
Oh, they're good. Nice.
Yeah, the iron crosses. Looks, that's an amazing shot. Just getting everything positioned properly. But that sky earlier was fantastic.
It's almost like someone's put those iron crosses there at a joint angle just for photographers.
Hey, and we're grateful. But what we're not grateful for, is this temperature. It's absolutely Baltic.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on, see what else we can find on the island, see if we can still fulfill that brief for Steve. So onwards, let's see what we can find.
All right, let's go.
So we've just driven to the north end of the island and we've spotted a lighthouse, and there's a nice sort of jetty promontory going round to it. But on the way there, all three of us at pretty much the same time spotted this lovely, and I'll just show you in the back of the camera, this lovely derelict kind of shed. It's got snow that's blown up the side of it. And what makes it really nice, apart from the fact it looks great, it's behind it in the distance, and you can't see it now because it's gone, but there was a cleft in some of the mountains and some light shining in there, which looked absolutely wonderful. Really magical. So I've used a long lens for this. I'm on about 200mm, 170 I'd say, just to isolate it, compress it, and we've got the nice curve or some nice grasses in front of it, the snow blowing up the side, and then on the left of the frame we've got these mountains with a little bit of light just peeking out from the back there, which looks great. So what we're going to do now is go further along this promontory and check out this lighthouse.
So I've got a shot here of the lighthouse. It looks really quite nice on the back of the camera. I've actually got in the portrait orientation. I'm thinking maybe even a square crop or a 4x5 crop. And there's some ice in this harbour here, which I'm sort of making a bit of a use of. It acts as a bit of a lead in to the scene. Then you've got the lighthouse beyond, and then beyond that, the mountains look beautiful. Some lovely golden soft light coming through, and it's just a bit diffused because, as you can probably see, there's a little bit of snow coming down at the moment. So it's just it's got layers to it. It's got a bit of depth to it. Really, really quite nice. And I love that little red top to the lighthouse. It just pops nicely. Let's go and see what Gary's got.
So what about me? What shots have I got? Well, I wandered along the harbour wall, up towards where Martin was getting that picture of the lighthouse. And I looked back and I could see that original little shack, that orangey yellow shack that Dave was taking photographs of. But I'm at the other side of the harbour, looking across all this pack ice. The sea's frozen in the harbour. Got that in the foreground, and then I've got those majestic mountains all lit up lovely. Yeah, 200mm really zoomed in. Where the ice stops, the water's a little bit choppy. I think I might break out the 10 stop, really smooth it out. We'll see. At the moment, I've noticed Dave's walked over there, so I've got his orange pants in the shot, so I may just have to wait a second. But here comes my shot.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm starving too. Time for something to eat and a coffee. It's fast becoming the tradition of this trip. Yeah, food, coffee after a shoot.
Oh, boy.
Now then, Dave, how'd you get on?
Yeah,
All right?
good actually.
Yeah,
I really like that down there.
I think we've done Steve proud. I think he'll be happy with that little mission. Yeah, that's a good day's shooting.
And I was really nice and warm.
I'm toasty warm. Ballarat hat,
Ballarat hat.
Ballarat gloves.
Love it.
Thank you very much, Ballarat, for
Yeah.
sending us
Thank you.
these goodies.
Yeah, it's really helped us out on this little Norway trip.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Right, so Steve's happy.
Yep.
We're nice toasty warm. Time for a sandwich. So, pass us my sandwich.
Well, I don't know what you've done with your sandwich. I've got my sandwiches.
Boot at car.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches, yeah.
Plural.
There's 3 of them in the back there.
Cheese and ham.
Yeah.
3 sandwiches.
Very, very nice, actually.
3 people.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
You've done it again, haven't you? They're not sausages, Dave. You don't have free rein on other people's food.
I'm so sorry, boys. Yep, they were very nice, though.
Today's mission, finito. Well, I was absolutely outraged. I do love my food, and you should never mess with another man's sandwiches. But I couldn't stay mad at Dave for too long. He's just too much of a lovable southern scamp. Plus, he promised me bright and early the next morning he'd take me to two of my most favourite beaches, Haukland, but first of all, Uttakleiv. And if you've never visited these two beaches and you're coming to Lofoten, you need to make sure it's on your wish list. Sadly, any chance of sunrise colour soon evaporated into bright blue skies, but that didn't stop us from getting down amongst the rocks and making the most of that surf. So the Z8's on the tripod, 14 to 30mm lens, gone at 14mm, so as wide as I can possibly go, in a vertical orientation, and I'm getting a lot of this rockiness in the foreground. Now, we're dotted around, there's a lot of interesting patterns and colours and swirls in the rocks. This is actually quite a bland example. It's just quite a monotonous slab. And you might be thinking, well, why do that when there's other compositions to be had? But the key with this is not the actual rocks, it's the actual action of the waves as it comes over it. So when you get that foam, that white foam contrasting with that darkness of the rocks, I can get some nice long streaking lines. If I take exposures of around 2 seconds, 3 seconds, I can really draw out those patterns, those lines. The moving water that really does it for me. So yeah, that really makes an interesting foreground. And of course, got those amazing mountains in the background. We all felt totally frustrated by those blue skies. The light on the mountains was absolutely majestic, but it just didn't have the sky to match. But that's not to say there wasn't some colour in the sky, as Martin discovered when he flipped himself around 180 degrees and captured this image. And if you've heard of Uttakleiv, you'll probably know it's famous for the rock formation, the Dragon's Eye. And no, we didn't forget it, especially because Martin had never visited before. So here it is, and here's Martin's image. And after the Dragon's Eye, we met up with Dave, who'd found his own rock pool and his own boulder. So off we went back through the tunnel and headed for Haukland Beach, but not before a quick stop to warm up and grab a coffee. And if there's one thing I like more than a coffee, it's a coffee with a view. Well, it's not Huddersfield on a wet Wednesday in January, but it'll do. I can cope with that. Well, I've headed to the far end of the beach. Everyone seems to congregate at the other end. They all seem to be taking shots of a boulder that's out in the sea. And for me, it just feels a little bit numb. It doesn't do anything for me. Each to their own. Everyone likes different compositions. Yeah, but for me, I just can't make it work. It just feels like it's just plonked there for no reason. I don't know. Just doesn't do it for me, and that's fine. So I've headed back to a place where I got a shot previously, you'll see this rocky outcrop. You can follow that as a lead in towards that mountain, and you're looking across the quite dark foreboding rocks, very much like Uttakleiv, which is the next bay over, but you've just got a much more turquoise colour to the sea, so a little bit different. Over my shoulder though, what I've noticed is this absolute carnage of white water just swirling and boiling away to itself, and I'm wondering if I can make something of that, especially when you've got a backdrop like that. The mountains are stunning with the snow on them. So yeah, I'll try and get these two images. Hopefully both of them work out, and if they do, here they come now.
We've got a beautiful scene in front of us. Lovely, rich sort of turquoise tones to the water, nice warm tones to the sky. Beautiful. I've just framed a pretty much classic shot here. I've taken two versions of it, one in portrait and one in landscape. And I've taken lots of different shots to see which I can work with to get these nice sort of streaks of water as they recede back into the sea here. But basically I've got this boulder on the right hand side and the mountains covered in snow on the left hand side of the image. And I'm just making sure I give a nice bit of separation between the boulder and the mountains, and also on the right hand side of the boulder, just to give it a bit of balance to the scene. I've got a circular polarizer on the camera, as well as a free stop filter. It's given me around a 2 seconds exposure, which is just enough to get some nice streaks back into the sea there. As you can see, I'm getting covered in water here, but I'm having an absolutely fantastic time, really enjoying this. Something way out of my comfort zone. As I say, you'll normally find me in the woodlands, but this is fantastic, it really is. So if any of these work out, I'll pop them on screen for you, and then I'm just going to walk along the beach and see if I can try and frame up some other compositions. But wow, what a place, stunning. I thought I'd try something a little bit different while I'm here. I've never had a go at doing ICM seascape photography, so I thought, well, why not have a go? I'm thinking with the sort of turquoise colours and the warm colours you've got, I think we might be able to get something that looks quite interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and experiment with shutter speeds. Start off at 2 seconds, and basically I'm just going to go pan left to right, but try and sort of follow the sort of shape of the mountains as I pan across. One of the things I've learned with ICM from watching other videos is to start moving before you hit the shutter button, otherwise it can look a bit weird. So that's what I'm going to have a go at now. Just going to pan across left to right and see how we get on. So shooting at about 35mm, and it's going to start over the left here, start moving, then hit the shutter and move the camera with it. And as I'm doing that, sort of just following the ridge line, as I say. So yeah, it looks quite interesting on the back of the camera. If any of these work out any good, I will pop them on screen for you. I'm not so sure myself, but nice to try something a little bit different.
Okay, Ralph, let's see what these have been up to, shall we? Who's this one? Dave. Oh, I'll tell you what, Dave's done all right there, hasn't he? Yeah. Right, okay, who else? Suggy. Bloody hell. He's had his drone up. Suggy's had his drone up. I'll tell you what, I bet Martin's struggling. I don't think there's any trees or woodlands around there. Doing all right. But I think we need to give him a better challenge. It's all mountains and things like that, all big vistas, landscapes. Let's give them something different. What are you saying? Abstract? So we'll give them abstract. Close up, abstract. That sounds good. Okay, right. Let's send it. I'm sending a message. Let me send the message. Right, have that.
So Steve wants us to get detailed patterns, abstract shots. I think we found just the place. We were here the other night, getting some shots with the drone, looking down on the ice, and I think it's got a lot of potential. So, let's go and see what we can grab. I think this is going to be a really interesting challenge. Actually, we were here the other night. We're in Eggum, and yeah, we came here for a bit of a scouting mission. It was getting late, but I did send the drone up over the lake here, and I actually got some really nice abstract images, which, yeah, hopefully please Steve. But yeah, what I'd like to do today is try and actually get out on the ice with my camera and use the actual lens just to try and pick out some small details. Let's see how we get on. Well, Steve, this is quite the challenge. As you know, I'm much more comfortable in places like the woodland or with my telephoto picking out details in the distance, certainly not getting up close, but it's good to have a go. So I have found a scene here which, to me at least, I quite like. And you've got this sort of, below the ice here, this sort of sweeping sort of curve going from sort of the bottom left-hand third, sort of passing the sort of top right-hand third. And then you've got lots of diagonals as where the ice is sort of cracked, loads of bubbles and stuff as well. And there's one big bubble on sort of the top left-hand third as well. Just sort of, there's a lot of in the scene. It's really interesting. I think it's the sort of scene that you'd look at and go, what is that? To sort of hedge my bets as well, I've taken various different focal points. So I've just taken various ones across the scene just to make sure I get everything nice and sharp. I think it might work. We'll have to see. Okay, so I found another one here which I really do quite like. What I'm looking for really is the strong diagonals for the scene. Like that last one had a lovely curve to it, but this has got diagonals sort of crossing over. Again, I'm taking multiple exposures, different focal lengths, just to make sure I've got as much sharpness as I possibly can in the scene, because the bubbles in the actual ice look really, really quite interesting. But yeah, there's sort of two diagonals going across from the sort of bottom right to the top left, and there's one straight diagonal going from top right to the bottom left, and yeah, it just looks really nice. I could get used to this sort of photography. Thanks for setting us this challenge, Steve. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to pass you over to Suggy now to see how he's got on.
Well, I came down below the shoreline looking for detail in the ice. This business happened at the head of the valley. So let's get you set up. Let's get a shot. So just walking along the shoreline, looking for patterns, interesting textures, being wary of walking out onto the ice. It's fairly thick. There's a few pieces where it's broken, and you can see it's a good 2, 3, even 4 inches thick. So I think I'm fairly safe, but I'll try and stay this side of the shoreline. So see a little pattern. I've got one here. It's leading off towards that lovely bit of sunrise light. Those lovely pastel colours reflected on the ice. Love it. Those cool blues and those warm tones reflected back. Yeah, 40mm lens, facing straight down, really maximising that distortion in the foreground. Yeah, I think this is a shot worth taking. So much as I'm enjoying looking for these patterns and these lines in the ice, I'm also drawn to the rocks where they poke up through the sheets. Yeah, the way the interplay between the rocks and the ice, how it makes these patterns around it, these rings, and of course you've got the contrast then between the dark rocks and the frosted white ice. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Hopefully Steve's liking this content too, and he's liking the stuff the other guys are getting. And if you're liking what you're seeing, maybe think about liking and subscribing. Also, check out thumbsup.photography, the website. There you'll find a guide to everything that we do, our workshops, our members area, and of course the Facebook group as well. There'll be a link in the description.
Right, Steve, so I'm doing some abstracts, but I'm doing them with the drone. I love shooting what we call top down with the drone, so put the drone up 90 degrees downwards, pointing straight down and just flying over the lake, which is a perfect lake for this, shooting some pictures. These are in colour, but they look like they're in black and white, which is amazing. Some lovely patterns, lovely shapes. I'm really enjoying this. And what you can do is, if things are too far away, you can just lower the drone down and get closer to them. So it's a perfect machine for this kind of work. So here are the images that I came up with, very similar to Martin's, apart from the fact that they're taken 120 metres high, and I think that's met Steve's brief. But just like Suggy, I noticed the light appear at the end of the valley and couldn't resist grabbing the Z8, putting it on the tripod and capturing this.
Well, that's me done, I think. It's bitterly cold. I need to get myself a coffee, so I'm going to head back to the car. We'll gather up the rest of the guys, see what they've got, maybe have a bit of a debrief, see what Steve thinks of it all, see if he likes the shots. So as promised, I've headed back to the car and I've regrouped with the guys. I did enjoy that, but it was difficult for me, not my kind of photography, but yeah, a real challenge for me. Got a little bit of freezing rain and sleet coming in, and yeah, we're not going to hang about talking to you guys much longer. We're getting in the car, we're going to get a coffee. Did you enjoy it, Dave?
I had a great time. That's right up my alley, that.
Yeah,
love
good.
that kind of thing.
Good. Martin?
Absolutely loved it, surprisingly. I mean, I'm normally a woodland photographer, so that sort of thing is really not my sort of thing, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, you were brave. You went out on the ice.
I did,
Yeah.
yes. Brave or stupid?
50-50. The jury's out. Right, Steve, I hope you liked that. Give us a ring next time you've got something for us to do. You've got a little challenge to set for us. We're ready, we're waiting, we're poised by the phone. Although we're still a bit confused as to how you always seem to know where we are and what we're up to. But yeah, crack on, give us the next challenge. I remember when we filmed this were a good bit, this were a good day. Scotland were a winner.
Fantastic week, really, wasn't it?
Hey, it was a great way to finish the series.
Very nice. A bit cold though, wasn't it?
Cold, not as cold as here.
No, that's true. Not lots of cold as there, is it? Yeah.
Prefer churches here as well, less scary.
Yeah, well, at least it was dry.
This is a good put. Stay in phone, we've got incoming. Oh. Here we go.
How's he doing that?
I still don't know how he knows. How does he know where we are? How the hell do we answer? Oh, hang on a minute. There's a button on this remote.
Hello, lads.
Stevie boy, what can we do for you?
To answer your question, Martin, how do I do this? Well, I've got my eye on you. I've got special powers. I know everything that's going on. So when you're messing around, Suggy, I know exactly what you're doing. Okay, so I've been impressed by the standard of work you've given me setting these challenges. They've been superb, but we need a change. So I've come up with another challenge. This challenge is a classic location, Sakrisøy. 3 photographers, 3 totally different images. Are you up for the challenge? And don't forget, I've got my eye on you. I'll see you soon.
Right boys, Sakrisøy in the morning.
Look forward to it.
Martin, you're going to love it. Plus, fish burger.
Fish burger?
Trust me, it's not a good thing.
Okay.
Bed nice and early.
I think so, yeah.
Just another 5-6 cans.
Just another 5 or 6 pounds.
Each.
Awesome.
A few moments later.
So Steve's dropped us a pin here on the Isle of Sakrisøy. Got the classic shot behind us. He told us we've all got to get 3 different shots in 30 minutes to do it. Let's see how we get on. 3, 2, 1, go. What an absolute shambles. I'm going nowhere. This is the shot. So with this shot here, I'm just going to go for something really simple. The classic shot. No point messing around. Put the hut smack bang in the middle of this mountain, lining up where the roof joins with the point at the top of the mountain there. It's a classic shot for a reason. There are some people around it at the moment, and what I don't like at the moment, I'm not sure if you can make it out, is this shadow cutting straight across the front of the hut there. But I know we've only got 30 minutes, but the sun is just about to dip behind the mountain here, so I'm hoping give it about 10 minutes and that should look a lot nicer. So just gonna be patient with this because it's a classic shot for a reason. It looks absolutely stunning, and yeah, when it comes to the people there, I'm hoping by the time it comes to those 10 minutes they've cleared off. We're gonna have to wait and see on that, but for now it's just a waiting game. Let's see what we can grab.
Right, so I've been attracted to this, I don't know what it is, boat shed, don't know, is it a place they hang the fish heads? Not really sure what the structure is, but I like it a lot. It's got the mountain, the classic mountain in the background, which is also good. The problem I've got, as you can see, is that we have a van and a car, which is not great. But if we go over this side, I don't want to do this side because this side, there is no light on the side of the hut because the sun, let's just turn you around, because the sun is obviously coming from over there. So this side doesn't work so well, which will probably mean that what I'm going to have to do here is to clone those cars and vans and things out, which I don't like doing, but needs must. So I think what we'll do is we'll take 2 or 3 different pictures here. I will take one from this side just in case, but I suspect the one I'm going to like the best is that one from this side, and then we'll have a look. But there's definitely an image to be had here, so let's give this a go and I'll show you what I come up with in the end.
So I've just dashed over the road and I've just, well, I'm right at the side of the road. I've just had to hop over this Armco barrier here, a little bit high for my little legs, and I'm facing the main part of the village here on the island of Sakrisøy. So I've got those lovely yellowy orange buildings looking absolutely fantastic in this late sun. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, but the sun's already setting. That's the way it is when you come here in February, but you get that lovely, just 3 degrees above the horizon sun all day long, and it looks absolutely magnificent.
So as you can see, we've got the shot framed up here, classic composition, portrait orientation, and I've got the hut at the bottom, mountain at the top. I'm at about 80 mil, and the sun has now dipped behind that mountain, so we haven't got that harsh shadow cutting straight across the front of the hut there. It's looking quite nice. There are a couple of people in front of the hut, so I'm just waiting for them to move, and I can just grab the shot, so hopefully not long. But yeah, it's looking really nice on the back of the camera. I'm going to pass you over to Dave now and see what he's shooting.
Yeah, so as expected, this is the side I prefer. Now, the further I go this way, the more the separation between the hut and the mountain. so it becomes 2 separate pictures. So I need to have it under the mountain. I could get it directly underneath, but then you don't see the sides of it, so I don't like so much. So it's, in fact, the sun's just gone in. I'm behind a cloud, but it'll come out again in a second. But if I come this side, I can see along the side of the hut some lovely wood lit up by the light on the side, also the side of the mountain. So that's going to be my preferred shot. The boats also look great, and actually being this side means that I can cut out the vans and the car in Photoshop more cleanly. It's going to be easier to do, really. So I think this is definitely the shot. I think it's going to look okay. I still prefer the classic that Martin's got, I think, but needs must. Steve wants 3 pictures, and 3 pictures Steve will have.
And here's the finished composition, which I'm really still not very pleased with. I have removed the car and the van, which feels a little bit like cheating. I like the light on the side of the shed, but for me, this composition just doesn't work. Let us know in the comments what you'd have done differently.
Right, job done. Let's go and see what Suggy's doing. In fact, I can see him just over there.
So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a 10 stop filter. Now, I've got the base shot, I've got the whole village nice and sharp, mountains in the background. I'm happy with the sky, but I just happened to notice, coincidentally, I'm at 1/8 of a second. And if you know anything about the maths and 10 stop filters, you'll know that 1/8 of a second, put a 10 stop on, it's that magical 2 minutes. That water will be silky smooth. And there's some lovely reflections, there's some of that warm light just reflected back in the water. Yeah, so that's definitely worth taking. Whether or not I blend that in with the final image, I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely putting that filter on. Well, I'm happy with that shot, so it's time to head back, find the other guys. Time to regroup. Well, that's another shoot. I really enjoyed it. I dashed over the road. I got a little shot over at the main part of the village. You'd have liked it. Loads of golden light, nice reflections, mountains in the background. Yeah, something different. But certainly a shot I've not taken here. About you?
I shot that shed thing with the boats in.
The boat shed thing.
That'll be it. The boat shed with the light on the side. But I had a minivan and a car next to it, so I'm going to have to Photoshop out. I think it's okay. I think I could be creative with it, but not as good as yours or yours. I don't think.
Well, we'll find out, won't we, Martin?
I just kept it really simple. I've never been here before, so I thought, why not shoot the classic?
Good. It's a classic for a reason.
Exactly.
Well, that shoot's done. We're happy. We're ready to go. We're hoping Steve will leave us alone tomorrow. I just want some time to myself. But for now, I noticed you're noticing the merchandise. There's a link in the description. Proper sexy and great prices too. But I'm ready for Burger King. Let's go. I'll have my usual. Make it so.
Go sit down, Steve.
Yes, I should think so.
Does it please you, my lord?
His Highness, he is happy. He is satisfied. Now make my images better.
Well, we've had an absolutely amazing time here in the Lofoten Islands, but unfortunately, all good things do come to an end. It's not only the end of the episode, but unfortunately, the end of the series. But hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'm sure we're back on your screens very soon. But for now, from Lofoten, I'm going to get out of here and get away from these stinking fish. See you next time.
There's no way to talk about me and Dave. Could have done that. Hang on. Where you going, Dave?
I'm off for a shower
With your tripod.
with Winston. See you in a bit. Don't wait up. See you later. Come on, Winston. Baby. Oh, you did a good old wash. That's fantastic. That's much smoother. Yes.